Comfort Z, the new Yonex line that they've been pushing a bit recently. We have been seeing it with Victor Axelsen having different versions of the Comfort Z on in a few different videos online recently. And we are seeing more and more players maybe switch over to this from players that maybe normally was in the SHB, the classic Yonex shoe that most players know and love. So we've been seeing this a bit, and we are here to give our first impressions and a bit of a short review because I have been playing in this shoe for a bit just to see what it is. I'm historically also a guy that's been in the HHB for a long time, but I really enjoy trying new stuff and seeing new shoes because this shoe is the most important thing if you ask me in badminton. So if I can find anything better, I'm open to try and see if I can find it.
Yeah, it's always nice to try new stuff. I mean, the first thing that you see here on this shoe is it's kind of different from some of the other versions that Yonex do. This is it's more narrow out here in the feet, in the toes. It's more wide here.
Yes.
And then you have this new kind of, I don't know if it's new, but it's different. This heel comfort stability system that we are looking at here.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on this when you talk about these three things I mentioned here?
Well, the whole way the shoe fits is definitely kind of tight around the toe box compared to the rest of the shoe. And then there's a lot more material going on here around the heel and the midsection of the shoe. A lot of pretty nice cushioning. And this almost kind of like breathable material here in the middle, hopefully aiding in getting some of that warmness out of your feet when you're playing a long match. But there's a lot of nice cushioning going around the heel. I think in an attempt to really create a big support around the heel of the badminton shoe. We also have the same classic Yonex power cushion system going on here, and with a bit of a carbon plate in the shoe as well for the stability. Now, the experience from playing in this, I have a few takeaways. The one thing is that if you are used to having on a more classical looking shoe, white shoe that isn't like out there, you may notice the shoe a bit. Whenever I was playing with it, I felt that the color, the orange part and the gray of it, I was almost looking at it while playing. When I was lunging forward, it kind of caught my eye. But I'm also a bit particular with this. I also don't like a racket if it's too colorful, because if I can see all the colors while I'm swinging the racket, it can kind of annoy me a bit. So that's just me as a person, but if you are the same, this thing can be a bit out there. Now, with that being said, that's also a big advantage of it. If you like a shoe that people notice and say, wow, this is cool.
Sure, yeah.
It's a pretty cool looking shoe actually.
And you can get it in different colors, right?
Different colorways as well.
So that's also an option if you like the stability and the comfort in this shoe.
Yes.
If you compare it to some of the other models, what were your takeaways here in terms of the toes and the stability?
Yes, let's compare it to other Yonex models, it's definitely on the more supportive side. It's on the heavier side, which I do like.
Yeah.
The one thing I don't like about this is the way it's so narrow in the toe box and then widens up further back. Because for my foot shape, I need the width around the toes, and then maybe I could need a bit more tightness around the midsection of it. I feel like I have to tie this shoe quite a lot. And then actually almost here on the side, I kind of feel like there's some loose material going on here.
Okay, so maybe too much material actually in the side.
In the side.
Yeah.
For me personally, that's the way it feels, and my toes, they feel kind of squeezed.
Yeah.
So it sounds weird, but I almost feel like when I'm wearing this, like it's like a triangle going in. I feel like there's a lot of stuff happening around my heel and my mid, but then my toes kind of feel squeezed in at the bottom. It almost has me feeling very forward based. Like I feel like if I was to move, when I'm moving in this shoe, if I'm going straight forward, I feel quite fast.
Yeah.
It's almost like the shoe is pushing me forward with the structure of it. But everything going sideways and changing, I feel like I'm lacking some width around the toe box and maybe even some tightness around my ankle.
Yeah.
And then there's all this material going on here, which creates a very soft and nice feeling around you. But when going at very high speed, I actually found that I preferred the construction of the heel on other Yonex shoes that you normally see, with this like almost like dropping in like this, kind of staying a bit lower on the heel and then grabbing on a bit more tightly up here.
Yeah, so this shoe is maybe more designed for people who has like a wider foot or ankle and a smaller toe section, if you can say that.
Yes.
So it's more designed for that type of foot.
That type of foot.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then foot type and how our feet are definitely varies around the world. I know there's this whole thing with American people and Danish people having very, very different foot shapes apparently. So maybe this shoe is just what your foot shape needs. It just doesn't fully fit me. And I like in general what they tried to do with rearranging the support around the heel system. For me, it just is a bit too much material. Yeah. And sits a bit too wide for me compared to the rest of the shoe.
Yeah, I'm very interested in this heel system. I mean, what's the idea about this going so high up? I could imagine that the Achilles could be challenged when you go into a deep lunge.
Yeah, actually,
it's different.
It's different. There's some like it's pretty hard around here.
Yeah.
And then it softens up here. So this part of the heel definitely creates a very supportive base on the heel.
Yeah.
And this can move.
Yeah.
So I actually feel like this, in the end, if you have some stuff with your Achilles, can probably help you, to be honest, in creating this support.
Okay.
But that's also what had me feeling a bit locked in the shoe. I feel like there's a lot going on here, and there wasn't much going on here, if that makes sense. It's just getting a bit too tight.
Yeah.
But it's definitely interesting to see them playing around with changing this area. I mean, historically, we've also seen these shoes with this almost like sock thing going up, trying to grab onto around the heel to see if that works. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting shoe that's trying something new. For me personally, it doesn't quite work for the way I like a shoe to play and the way I want a shoe to feel. But the looks are quite striking. So if you're looking for a shoe that's gonna have people stare a bit and be like, "Ooh, what's that shoe?"
It's a wow effect.
It's a bit of a wow effect.
Yeah, it is.
I remember putting this all on in the hall during our World Camp this year in the summer, and people in the hall looked at it going, "Wow, that's quite the cool shoe," and people actually noticing it.
Yeah. I can remember when we tried it on, that when we had it in our hand, it was nah. But when you got it on with white socks and started moving around, it was actually really, really cool.
It's very cool looking.
It's really cool looking, but of course a little bit flashy, but
yeah, exactly.
That's how the design is. If you like it, go for the flashy design in this one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that summarizes our main thoughts on this shoe. It's trying something new. I like it's trying something new. The changes they've made to the structure of it, where it's thin, where it's wide, it doesn't quite work for me. But it is a very striking and cool looking shoe.
It really is, yeah. So go for it if you like it,
if
you try it. And that's our small summary of this shoe.
Yeah.
It's something for everybody.
There's something for everybody.
There's something for everybody, just not for us maybe. If we wanted to choose a new shoe, we probably wouldn't go for this kind of design, but still a great shoe. So thanks a lot for tuning in to this review, and see you in the next one.